This is the story, the fantastically true story from the files of Herbert A. Philbrick, who for 9 frightening years did lead 3 lives: citizen, communist, counter-spy, and who has now revealed for the first time his secret files concerning not only his own activities, but also the current activities of other counter-espionage agents. For obvious reasons, the names, dates, and places have been changed, but the story is based on fact. A communist suspected of disloyalty to the party is considered guilty until proven innocent. This week, Herbert Philbrick brings you the story of a counter-spy caught in the machinery of communist justice in action.
Is that seat taken?
No. What are you doing here?
I was in the neighborhood shopping. I'd like to have a talk with you.
I don't have time. I've got to get back to the office.
Please.
Look, if it's about the brochure, I've already told you. Comrade Harvey wants more specific material. You'll have to dig back into newspaper articles, public records, things like that, the way I've been doing.
It's not about the brochure. It's about my new assignment.
I really haven't got time.
I've been ordered to meet Harvey at Carlson Place in Dwight at 3 o'clock. Now, that's very near the airport. What do you suppose he wants to meet me there for?
I've really got to get going. What do you make of that, Philbrick? Comrade Felice has a 3 o'clock appointment with Comrade Harvey in the factory district. But just an hour ago, Harvey told you he'd be in his office downtown here all afternoon. Better contact the FBI right away. Comrade Felice may be slated for dismissal from the party with a rifle bullet. Make sure you haven't been followed. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Johnson. This is Herb Philbrick.
I'm sorry to bother you, but our clients don't seem to be altogether happy on those ads we've been working on. They've suggested they might want to kill the whole campaign. Well, I wonder if it'd be possible for me to have a personal talk with either Mr. Carlson or Mr. Duane.
I see. Carlson and Duane?
My company'd be very disappointed if this whole campaign were canceled. Right.
Hello, Herb.
Hi, Jerry. Down here. There she is. Comrade Felice, right on time.
What makes you think the party wants to liquidate her?
Because they set up a meeting like this, where the man she thinks she's going to meet is still downtown in his office. I should know. I just talked to him on the phone. He's my cell leader.
Comrade Harvey?
Yeah.
And you think that whoever does show up will have a gun?
It's happened before, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
What are you going to do?
We'll see what happens. My men have the area covered. That plane could be very handy for covering the sound of gunshots.
Yeah. You know, Jerry, I could be wrong. Even if somebody other than Comrade Harvey does show up, it could be routine party business.
Well, my men won't move in unless they have to.
Your hunch paid off, Philbrick. Now, ex-comrade Felice will probably tell the FBI everything she knows. All you have to worry about is that the party doesn't find out that you were mixed up in this. They could make similar plans for you. This is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes, and don't yell so much, you'll wake the children.
Golly. Sure is funny none of the cell members have shown up yet.
What are you thinking?
Oh, nothing.
Except that party members are never late for a meeting.
I better call and find out. Well, I guess I must have made a mistake about the meeting tonight. I'll drop around to party headquarters first thing in the morning and find out what the score is. You didn't find out what the score is? They moved out of party headquarters overnight without letting you know. What's the answer? Maybe Comrade Harvey can tell you why. That is, if he's home. And he is home. Now you'll get your answers. There's one answer. Your own cell leader doesn't recognize your existence. Is that because of what happened to Felice? You've got to find out if it takes all day. Harvey?
You're wasting your time. I'm not going to talk to you.
You've got to. We've worked together too long for you to freeze me out like this.
What do you want to know?
Well, how come the members of the cell didn't show up for the meeting at my house last night?
There was no meeting scheduled.
How come party headquarters has been moved?
As far as I know, it hasn't.
Uh-huh. And I suppose all the members of our cell have moved out of town?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, comrade. You've made yourself clear. There's no doubt about it now. You're being frozen out of the party. But why? How could the party possibly know you were connected with Felice's deliverance?
Herb? Granted that the party is shutting you out, what does it mean?
Well, I don't know. Just that I'm out, I guess.
Wasn't there a man that was given the same kind of treatment last year? Emil, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And then he had that accident.
Emil was absent-minded. He stepped off the curb against the light.
Funny. I thought it happened on the sidewalk.
Now, look, Eva. Nothing like that's going to happen to me. Dressler wouldn't let it.
Who could be at the back door this time of night?
I don't know.
Herb, why not let me see who it is?
Now, look. You relax, do you hear me?
Hello, comrade.
Well, I wasn't comrade this morning.
I was afraid someone might see us. We can talk here. I wasn't followed.
Oh, am I still in trouble?
Yes, very seriously so. And in my opinion, a victim of intra-party politics. The man who accuses you is Comrade Willie.
Willie?
Yes. He's been in the area for about 3 months, doing what no one knew. And the other night he asserted himself. It is my opinion that Willie is an agent for the NKVD.
NKV? In America?
It's possible. Now, this is in the strictest confidence between us. There's nobody in the party you can trust. Everyone is scared of Willie. We're the only ones who can stop him.
Stop him from doing what?
Well, I've seen these tactics before. Step one, he concocts a case against a loyal party member, yourself. Prominent in party circles, but not one of the regional leaders. Step two, he makes you out a traitor and becomes a hero. Step three, he convinces the regional leaders there are others like you in the party and only he can root them out. Step four, the regional leaders let him take over. They give him free hand. Step five, he weeds out the regional director and takes over.
Well, assuming that I'm the victim in step one, what's the case against me?
Well, I can't be specific, but the charges are based on an alleged meeting between you and Comrade Felice the day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday?
Yes, at lunch at the Acme cafeteria. Comrade Willie swears he saw the meeting. Now, to prove that Willie was lying, we must furnish proof that you were somewhere else at the time.
We can't do that. I did have lunch with her.
You did?
Well, it was none of my doing. I was having lunch there, and she came and joined me. There was nothing prearranged about it. Unless Comrade Willie put her up to it to frame me.
No, that's not the case. Willie's trying to give to you what was intended for Felice.
And what was intended for Felice?
Dismissal from the party. I'll have to study the situation further and get back to you. Don't attempt to contact me. And whatever you do the next few days, be careful.
Herb.
Apparently what happened was that after the review committee decided to eliminate Felice from the party, Comrade Willie kept her under surveillance.
That's how he saw you at the cafeteria?
I suppose so. I've never seen the man. He may have seen me in that alley near Carlson and Duane. He could have observed the whole thing from some neighboring building.
Now, in that case, Comrade Harvey never would have called in you last night. Now, Willie's charges, as Harvey told you, are obviously based on your meeting with Felice at the cafeteria.
Yeah. So I'm condemned by circumstantial evidence without a trial. I better find some way to exonerate myself. Not only to save my own neck, which I admit is valuable to me, but to keep tabs on Comrade Willie. If he takes over as regional director, like Comrade Harv thinks he might, the party's going to start actually doing some things that so far they've only been talking about.
The big question is, how can you possibly exonerate yourself? As of now, it looks difficult.
As of now, it looks impossible.
No, I'm not so sure. Let me see what information I can get on this Willie. If we know more about him, maybe we can find a way to handle him.
Maybe Felice can help you.
I'll re-question her, and the man who tried to kill her. Meanwhile, I suggest you sit tight. Concentrate on your private life, your family, and your advertising work.
Sit tight and concentrate on your private life. And be careful. Dressler didn't have to add that. But how do you go about being careful when you don't even know what Willie looks like? Is he tall, short, young, old, fat, thin? All you know is that you might be his target. But what weapon will he use? Is he aiming a rifle at you from one of those windows? Or has he arranged some kind of an accident for you? If it gets down to cases, who are you going to think of? Eva and the kids and their need for you? Or 160 million other people whose freedom is threatened by Comrade Willie? 3 days now. How much longer can you sweat this out?
Thanks.
Better watch where you're going.
So now we've gotten a line on Comrade Willie
From FBI files?
in another district. They've been watching him for a long time. They were glad to find out where he is.
Jumping Jehoshaphat. I just saw this fellow on the street. He saved me from being hit by a truck.
You sure it was him?
Almost positive.
Then he seems to want you to live.
Yeah. For today, anyway.
I hope he didn't see you get into this car.
No, I don't think he did. What's his history?
Well, for the past couple of years, the only report we have is that he attended the party convention in New York.
I didn't see him there.
Thought it was a big convention. Prior to that, the only thing we have are newspaper reports that he participated in a dozen different riots. Prior to that, nothing for several years, but in 1940, this.
You mean to say this guy used to be a Nazi?
From what we know, he's the kind who doesn't care what he is, just so long as it calls for cracking a few skulls.
Can I keep these?
Sure, if you can use them.
I still don't know if he's going to try anything or when or how. But at least if he does, now I'll know what he looks like. Thanks, Jerry.
I'll see you, Herbert.
He doesn't care what he is as long as it calls for cracking a few skulls. How about that? Does the party know he was once an American stormtrooper? If not, would it matter if you told them?
Herb, how would you like me to fix you something hot to drink?
No, thanks, dear.
It would help you to go to sleep.
I'll go to sleep.
That's what you said last night, then proceeded to toss and turn like a flapjack on a hot griddle.
Sweetie, will you stop worrying about me? Darling, what's the matter?
I'm a softie. I love you and I can't take it.
Eva, nothing's gonna happen to me. If it were, it would have happened by now.
Yes, that's true.
It's the back door. It's almost 2 o'clock.
Get dressed, comrade.
Get dressed.
Yes, hurry. Now's our chance. I persuaded the regional director to hold a meeting into the police matter.
A meeting at this time of night?
Well, it's been going on since 10. I finally convinced him they should consider your side of the story.
Is Comrade Willie there?
There and very much in control. This will be the most difficult test of your party career.
Well, am I on trial?
No, but that's what it amounts to. Now hurry, they're waiting.
Won't I have a chance to prepare my case?
You're lucky to be allowed to testify. Now hurry, please.
Comrade Philbrick, this is an official party inquiry. You will take that chair and answer all questions truthfully and fully. I call your attention to the 10th of this month. You will relate everything that took place on that date concerning you and ex-comrade Felice.
Well, there's not much to tell. I went to the Acme cafeteria, as I often do. I chose my food. I found a table, sat down, and ate. As I was finishing, Comrade Felice joined me.
She is ex-comrade Felice. You heard your regional director designate her as such.
I'm sorry, ex-Comrade Felice.
Was she early or late?
I don't understand.
You had an appointment with her. Was she on time or not? Answer the question.
I didn't have an appointment with her.
This is a solemn deliberation. We won't tolerate any falsifications. The very security of the party in this region is at stake. Now, isn't it true you were expecting her?
No, I had no idea she'd be there.
Well, what happened?
Well, we talked, I finished my lunch and left.
Is that all?
That's all.
Oh, it is not all. You can't defy the officials of your region this way. Tell us exactly what happened, what was said, and be sure you include every detail. I happened to be there watching you, and I know what went on.
Well, we discussed the brochure we'd been working on, the political history of the United States. I told her I wasn't satisfied with the quality of her research. I told her that Comrade Harvey wanted more authentic facts, if necessary, taken from the newspaper files at the public library.
Lies. You discussed Comrade Harvey, all right, but not in connection with any brochure. You discussed the appointment she was told to keep with Comrade Harvey the following day, the 11th. Isn't that so?
It was mentioned, but only in passing.
Did she tell you where it was to take place?
I don't recall.
Another lie. She must have told you because you conveyed that information to the FBI and helped ex-Comrade Felice escape party justice. Isn't that true?
No, it's not.
No? Where's your proof?
Proof? Am I on trial here?
We're wasting our time with this man, Comrade. We should never have bothered bringing him here. Contrary to what Comrade Harvey says, this man was responsible for handing a party traitor over to the FBI. Isn't that so? She told you exactly where she was to meet him. Then you went to the telephone, anyone can do it, and phoned the FBI.
Look,
All that remains is for the regional director to dismiss him from the party.
Perhaps you're right.
Comrade.
Take him out.
But, Comrade...
We don't have to know exactly what was said at that luncheon. We don't need exhaustive proof as to what telephone he used or whom he contacted at the FBI. The circumstances speak for themselves.
Comrades, I refuse to leave this room until you hear what I have to say. Now, it's true, as this comrade says, that the circumstances are highly unusual. But from a legal point of view, they're completely inconclusive.
We're not interested in any bourgeois legal technicalities.
No, of course we're not. We're interested in what removed ex-comrade Felice from party control. Now, it's true, I did have lunch with her. But I didn't know that she was under party discipline.
You knew she was in disfavor.
I didn't know it was serious.
If you didn't inform the FBI, who did?
I should imagine ex-comrade Felice herself. It's easy to do. You said so.
If you're so innocent, why did you have lunch with her that day?
I did not have lunch with her. As far as I was concerned, it was completely a chance meeting.
We don't believe that. You worked with her. You knew she was in disfavor. You met her to warn her, and whether you contacted the FBI or she did, you're still guilty of thwarting party justice.
I did not warn her. You can't condemn me as a traitor just because I worked with her under party orders. Why, you might as well condemn Comrade Harvey here for being a traitor because he worked with me, or Comrade Ben because in past political campaigns he's worked with known enemies of the party. Or for that matter, we might as well condemn you, Comrade, because you were once an American Nazi.
What's that?
Why, I assumed that you knew. I'm sorry, Comrade. I didn't know that this was a secret matter.
Where did you get such information?
Well, from the newspapers. In my work on the brochure, I came across this article. I assumed that the party knew about your past, Comrade, and that even though you worked with the disciples of Hitler, the same Hitler who invaded Russia, that your long record of service and loyalty to the party proves where your heart lies. Just as my long record of service and loyalty to the party makes the accusations you're bringing against me here rather ridiculous.
There's a lot in what you say.
How does it come that you brought that clipping here prepared to turn it against me?
I wasn't prepared to turn it against anyone. I understood that this was a complete inquiry into the problem of ex-comrade Felice. Therefore, I brought along the complete file.
But you put your hands on that clipping without a second's hesitation, despite the fact that up to the moment you entered this room, you didn't know who I was or what I looked like.
Ah, but I did, Comrade. You were pointed out to me 2 years ago at the party convention as a man whose star was rising. Then again today, I thought I recognized you on the street. When I got home, I looked up that clipping. That's how I knew exactly where it was in this file.
We are agreed that your party record exonerates you, Comrade Herbert. I think we must assume that ex-comrade Felice contacted the FBI herself. You will resume work on the brochure. Comrade Harvey will tell you where to find our new headquarters.
Thank you, Comrade.
This inquiry is closed.
Good work. You won't have any more trouble with Comrade Willie.
But you will have to worry about Comrade Willie, Philbrick. About Comrade Willie and all the other advocates of government by cracked skull. The inquiry into their activity is far from over. The extensive FBI files detailing the activities of all subversive persons and groups in the United States, enabled the counter-spy to remain inside the Communist Party, where he could watch the activities of a dangerous group of revolutionists. Next week, another story from the files of a man who spent 9 fantastic years as a counter-spy for the Federal Bureau of Investigation.